What's up, YouTube fam? It's the Archangel Journey. It's Saturday, and guess who is feeling better? Guess who is feeling better and wants all the loves? Look at him. Who's a cutie? Right, kitty? Aw. So he's right. So, if I seem a bit distracted, he's right next to me, getting all the kitty time. I'm so happy. This is the most the best he's been feeling for quite some time. Anyway, so it is Saturday. I have been super nappish. Like I said, I was coming off of something, I think, trying to knock me down, and I said, heck no, you shall not pass. If you're like a Lord of the Rings fan. Anyway, so it's the weekend, and I like to try for all live action style testing. So I'm going to be looking at BTC and ETH and see if I can tape read and find a trade from either of those. So that sounds like a good time. All ICT concepts, no indicators. Um, let's get to it. I don't know how long it's gonna take. It's 5 p.m. on a Saturday, so I have no idea what's been going on. One last look at the kitty. Sitting down. Beautiful. Right, buddy? Who's my little man? Oh, it's my little cutie. It's been having such a rough time. All right, let's get into it. Wow. I am sitting on the couch, so let's get tiny. All right, we have not looked at Bitcoin in a minute. So, as usual, I've got my 1 hour up here, 15-minute down here, and this is set to 5 minutes. I'm going to toggle between 5 minutes and 1 minute. That guy, but let's like dig into the 1 hour. I'm going to actually dip out into the monthly over here and see what I had and see how things have been playing out because I haven't been back here to check to see in a while. All right, so last week's candle, and I have my 60, 40, and 20 bars. They're not pretty, but this is from January 1st. We move that. Okay, so it's not an inside candle. It dipped above it and doesn't look like it hasn't. Let's see how much time's left in the month. The month's gonna be done on Tuesday. Yep. So a few more days left in this monthly candle. Ah, it's tiny, so let's see what they want to do. That doesn't give me any real indicator. Let's go to the. Oh, before we do that, let's see. Are we at anything juicy on the monthly? We're at a premium on the monthly. Digging into this fair value gap up here. Still a little bit left. Let's look at it on the weekly. I'm looking for any like PD arrays or anything. Still got stuff going on. Looks like whatever sell side bullish order block that right here. Bullish order block up here. Rejection block because it dropped. They've been somewhat respecting it for the moment. I'd originally thought they would dig into this. They did, and then they turned around. But now we have a red week, which when do the weeks end? It's Monday. I guess Sunday. Okay. Let's look at the daily. All right, so far, taking out that guy, 20 days. They've just been working their way up. Equal highs there. It's very, it's very inviting up here, I think, personally. They're working their way down into to this order block down here, digging into this fair value gap. From this high to this low, they're at a premium. So if they wanted to come back down, now is the time. They need to make like a new high or something for me to. I don't know. They're working their way down to these two little tiny order blocks, or maybe this one all the way down here into this guy. That fair value gap on the daily. All right. I haven't really looked at this in a minute, so let's do on the 1 hour. Where are we? And let's clean up a little bit. Things that have already happened that I was planning for. They came and tapped the consequent encroachment on this wick already. They took the sell side. So many things that I had specced out and walked away from. They came and took. So let's clean up. Okay. So what are we doing? So we've dug into this. We're at the base of this fair value gap. Let's eliminate that. I'm gonna come to the left here. I'm also looking for ultra lows or highs, right? And order blocks. Digging into an order block on the 1 hour. This wick, which is about consequent crush about midway through that. Let's click on this thing. All right. So I'm just gonna delineate it since we're here. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Probably should put my glasses on. I need to take it to get it tightened because it keeps falling off my dang face. Oh, so much better. Okay, so let's just see where we're at. So we're at CE of this fair value gap, approximately midway. They haven't closed any wick, any bodies below here, so I don't know. Let's come back over. What else we got? Still a little more excitement down here to be had. Hello, kitty. You want more attention, buddy? You want all the attention. So I'm just going to delineate this as an area of interest just below here, just so I know it's there. As another fair value gap. Okay, there's another one below it. Bullish order blocks down here, bullish order blocks here and here. So I'm just going to do right at the body of that. And I'm just gonna, actually, I should probably note the consequent encroachment of that wick as well. I'm gonna eyeball it on the 1 hour. Just to see what we're doing. Let me just make sure it's exact. Whoa. All right. Sorry, kitty. He just like wanted attention so much he squished my little fingy. I couldn't even press the button. Oh, not bad. All right. Let's see if these things coincide. Let's come all the way over here. So in terms of a bias, I think we're not quite exact, but close. We've dug in. It's the order block. And dug in pretty, let's see, yeah, pretty much into that order block right there. So on the 1 hour, what do I have in my mind at the moment? Well, not a dang thing. This is boring. So the 15-minute looks like. Step up there. So what we've done on the 15 minutes, I mean, taken out sell side here. Anything else? They took it out here too. I don't think there's anything else over there. Let's do this. So they shook these guys out. Came up. Oh, I'm sorry. This is 15 minutes. Did I click on the wrong thing? Oh, this was set to not to 15 minutes. Where is it? That's more obvious. There we go. I was like, that seemed a bit strange, right? Okay, so we've had a bit of a significant downtrend. Just been kind of falling. We are at what is essentially, you know, we're still in a premium from the higher time frame. So can't fall forever, right? So we dropped, we shook these guys out. Um, how do I get this thing off? I'm trying to get the indicator to come off. It's still showing just, it's like it's broken. See, the indicator thing's not on here, but somehow it's still acting like it is. Okay. None of these are, I don't understand. It's like the feature's broken, like it can't show me. And now I have it on here and I can't remove it. That's not cute. All right, I am going to have to pop out of here. Is it in some other one? Is it over here? Take that off. It's not there. Balance, take that off. This is the one that doesn't want to behave. Okay, maybe I can undo. Okay, I just did a little undoing. All right, let's go back into 15-minute. Kitty has settled next to me. It is quite nice. All right, so juicy things. Juicy things. Things I've taken. They're turning. Um, Given that it's Bitcoin, I wanted to take this out. This is actually a nice little area for them to take out. We've wicked. This is a beautiful rejection. Rejection. So I think for me, I think they need to take this out with some prejudice. Equal highs here. I want them to take this out. And then I wanted to form something that can come back and give me something. In terms of like a target though, you know, we have multiples really, right? So if I'm like looking for a bug here or down here, let's drop our, oh, that's quite a wick. Let's drop it up here like that. So if I'm aiming for, say, above this wick here, then that would be my target. This wick is so dangerous though. I don't know if that's where I need to be. But let's drop into 5-minute and get a better view here of what's happening. Okay, so we wick down, took out that. We've been bouncing around. We've equalized this general space. Can you not? Thank you. And we've taken out this short-term high. I want them to take this out. Sell side taken here. I'm thinking to myself, it's a slow climb, right? I want them to take this out and then leave me something. They came up here and they took that out. Uh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait. Let's go look at Ethereum. Let's get the 1 hour. So yeah. So this is a higher time frame order block that I think they're working their way down to. That I'd specified. They're making their way quite. Let's go look at it. I think it's a daily order block. Yeah, that I delineated. So they're working their way down to this guy. All right, they've eaten up all of this yummies. So let's go ahead and clear that out. And let's make sure. So I'm using the wick as a short. I'm making their way down to this pair of daily PD arrays or order blocks, right? There's no fair value gap or anything in between here. They're at an old low at the moment, though, if you look at it right here. So let me just delineate that. That's an old low. It's just, and wow, they dropped to a tick. Let's see. Let me look up here and move you out of the way. So up here, So this, the wick of this candle is an old low, right? And the low of it was 1555.31. And this low of this is 1556.10. I mean, it's pretty dang close. I mean, candle's still forming too. So let me just note that. We're at an old low based off this candle. It's so hard though because look at all the wicking. It's really not that nice. It's like we're trudging through some soup. But we took out, and let's do a little IPTA data range stuff on here. Is this okay? It's daily, it's 60 bars, right? So let me clone this and let's do 40 on that one right there. We'll clone that. I'm just trying to see what kind of movements happened. And 20 bars, right? The look forward. So in 20 days, the highest high is here. They took it. The lowest low is here. They didn't take it, but they took it in 40 days. They took the lows out. And 60 days, they took the high, they continue to take the highs out. These highs in the 60 days are gone. This is where I was expecting them to come up to as they were making their way up. The 60-day lows, though, they haven't come anywhere close to it. They've just taken out the 20-day lows right there, which is a shift. They took them out here, and we haven't actually had. It's all soup right now. There's nothing exciting in here. I couldn't tell you which way they're gonna go until they take this out or this out. It's kind of crazy. Like when they took this, I would have said, okay, they're gonna continue on down, but then they went up and took out these highs too. So, I mean, I don't know. It might just be, this is a shift as well. It might just be coming back down to this order block to go back up. It's all very, very hard to tell. So let me look at what 4 hour says. Still forming on that candle. So daily order block here, they're at these 4 hour order blocks. Very bullish on the 4 hour. Bigger line item. This is the top of the daily. These are the rest of them, I think. And on the 4 hour, tapped and on the old low and relative equal highs up here. So my expectation, if nothing else, aiming wise, there's buy side up here, just because they're so nice and equal looking. But if they're gonna take that, I feel like they're gonna take this at minimum. So that's why I'm putting it up there. And then of course we have all of this to play with up here. So SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Okay. Let's go back to this is at 1 hour already. So let's drop. Okay, 15 minute. Let's see here. So what have they done? So earlier in the day when I was about to take a nap, this is where it was, and I was like, oh, that's ugly. There's nothing to do. They took that out. Very nice. And then they took it out again with some prejudice. So, short-term activities, in all honesty, very short-term activities. If I were to trade this, if I'm trading this, sell side taken there, and they dropped. They didn't take it there. They took it there. So, what are our options here? This is on the 5 minute. They took out this and this. Did they leave us anything juicy to play with? Well, there's a little thing, a little something, something here. Nothing here, but here. So the general aim is all the way up here. This 5-minute candle is forming. Let's look at it. So from a downward trajectory, we've been very simply coming back up. The shift came back up into the order block, dropped. Shift, and we might be forming a breaker block right here. So I want them to take this guy out because we shifted, and we haven't turned around. Boom. At least they move things around. I don't know. Maybe we'll get some proper movement later, but looks like we're getting a breaker block. This is a rejection block as far as I'm concerned. They came back down. Let's see. Okay. They never made it to consequent encroachment on that guy, so I'm just going to delineate that. And this is going to be on the 4 minutes, whatever. And then we're going to associate the halfway point with another little line. I'm just going to do that. And I'm just going to dash it, and I don't know, let's make it like purple or something. So that's like consequent encroachment of that. They didn't close a candle below that either. So that tells me some stuff. We had a nice little shift here. They haven't come back down. So, what would be my preference? So what do we have? And let's maximize this guy on Ethereum. And let's look at this, right? So technically we have the shift right here. Going up. I want that. What have they left me to play with? Lots of yummy things. All right, so when this shift happened, this is where I would have been happy to take a long from. Fair value gap here. Between the wick of that candle, wick of that, they wicked back down. Order block right here, right? Given the nature of things, my entry would be here. That would coincide with the base of this and the top of this wick for this order block as well. So that would be nice. Now we have a couple of fair value gaps that have formed. Oh, go ahead, take it. So I'm just going to delineate this as buy side just for funsies, since it's so close. So I want them to take that because it's buy side here and here. Nice juicy fair value gap up here. Relative equal highs up here. Definitely buy stops all the way up there. I want to see what they're going to do because bearish order block. I need them to take it. Then my expectation is that they're probably going to drop all the way back down to maybe this area here again for another entry to go back up. Maybe. We'll see. Let's see what this looks like on the 1 minute. Yeah. So yeah, breaker block. Breakthrough. Trade it back down. Yep. And now we are thinking about it. Body of this bullish order block right here. Sorry, bearish order block. Let's see. Let's go back up to the 5 minute. It's fascinating how these candles look very different, right? It's a good shift. I feel like they'll come back into this general vicinity. But I want If they can't take this though, oh no. Because I'm finding a bit of a pattern, right? Like they'll go close but not take it and then drop. Like this guy is a very bearish order block, right? It came and it dropped nicely on that 5 minute, and then they wicked and took out a lot of sell side right there. So there's a lot of buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiencies hanging out in this general vicinity. They're gonna, equalize that. Because all they've done is come back up into this guy. So if I'm still bearish, right? And they've dropped from this consolidation, so I think I'm relatively still bearish. All they've done at this point is come up into these bearish order blocks and equalize the sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency right there. I need them to take this out for me to feel very, very bullish. So I don't have a ton to work with. This is very, very boring price action. So given that that's the case, and we're already like 26 minutes in. Ooh, are we moving? Yes, come on. Go it. Do it. Do it. So let's also take a look at the day's highs and lows, right? So it's the 25th. So the high of the day, let's see how it's been trading so far, right? So the high of the day is up here where this buy side's at. Let's be more specific. It's about 16. Yeah. So approximately around 1606.64. And they made the low of the day around 345. So I'm going to think in terms of premium and discount. When they made the low now, they've just dipped into a premium, right? So if I'm going to go long, then I'm going to, wait for them to come back down into this discount and show me something. They're about to take, let's go into the 1 minute here, and let's use this, let's zoom in. Nice. Okay. Okay, let's zoom in even closer to this general vicinity. Okay. So I'll leave that up so I know that they've locked in themselves into a premium, right? Oops, Control Z. And I was just thinking about this as like an entry area earlier, right? Once they failed to come back down, they kind of hung out around mean threshold, this candle right down here, and then they took off. They took that out, came back down. What did they come into? Anything exciting? A bit of a breaker block, right? Because it went through it right there. And they came back into this order block up here beautifully and ran off. Now they are hanging out buy side up here. There's more buy side up here and here. And of course, we have all this juicy fair value gap to be eaten up here. So, and we've been rolling upward. They've taken out this general area of order block. They could just be running those out to continue back down. They do that a lot. So let me do this and keep my eyes peeled on this order blocks right here on the 15-minute. But I think they're going to continue up to take out this buy side all the way up here. It's too clean, All right, so in terms of if I were to say, take a lot, right? My general idea for an entry already happened all the way down here. And they didn't really do much pausing on the way up, right? Okay, they took it. Fair value gap right here. Another one right here. I think they'll blow through this and come back down to here. My preference is for them to, and let's go up to 2 minutes. What does that look like? 3 minutes, even less exciting. 4 minute, less exciting. Wow, they haven't really given us much opportunities there, huh? Yeah, I think my general preference would be for them to come back down here and then go up. So if I were to drop a fib on here to the top of this guy right there, and this buy side, if they were going to do anything, I was aiming be all the way up here at 1591.67. It's a Saturday. I don't know that I'm expecting huge moves, so that's where I would have been aiming for if I got my entry here. And what kind of a move would that be? If I'd specified the order block here, stop loss below it, right below there, and I'm expecting here. My general real expectation is up here. It's too clean, so that would be like all the way up there. But I'm trying to be conservative, so right there, right, that's right in the middle of this fair value gap. And let's draw that out on the 5 minute. Nice little, and so it's dead center into where I would be looking for an entry from down here. If I've gotten this entry, right? So 1591.67. So if they're gonna come back down, and I'm looking at them, this set of order blocks right here, and what they're gonna do, because there's buy side up here. That's still the expectation all the way up here, and let's take that off. Oh, what did BTC do? Ah, beautiful. So 5 minutes. Now we're cooking with a little Crisco. They took that out, right? Too nice and juicy. Now we're cooking with something juicy. All right. So on the 1 hour, right, and the 15-minute buy side, check it out. And let's make a note here. Buy side. And let's clean that up a bit. Like I said, I woke up and I didn't. Relative equal highs, of course they're going to go for it. Of course they're going to go for it. They're just reaching for it, just like they're reaching for it in Ethereum. Nicely done. Slept through that entry. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin potential too, right? Same scenario. They took a sell side here and I think over here as well. Nicely done. And then they closed these guys here and they left us. Let me see here if we got an entry. They took these out like that. They left us this convenient fair value gap right there. And we had this order block here. So an entry could have been, actually these, I would have taken it from one of these or like this one because it's inside the fair value gap. So for a long entry, I would have taken the wick of that right there. Stop loss, probably below that guy. And then buy size up here. So what would be the target, right? So if I take this low and that high, so my target would be up here, right there. Just using it for targeting. And then if I'm just gonna put one more, if I'd use this low and that high right there, see how close we would get for targeting. That's pretty close. 15, 21, da da da. We'd have a closer one at 2.5 right here, above this buy side right there. So I think I would still take this guy because these two are pretty close. Let's see how that works out for us. But like I said, I was asleep, so when I got in this entry, but that's nice. They've left a lot of juicy things, so there's a potential for them to come back down. Um, and I'm just going to delineate this as the target, see if they want to come all the way up here. Just going to do a TP right there just for funsies and take this off. Since this is all in hindsight and I don't have anything to play with. So we're taking sell side here. Let's refocus our thoughts all the way up here. What else do we have, right? They're at an old high as well, right? So it's buy side, old highs. They're inside a fair value gap right here as well. So let's draw that out in time. So a few things that could make it turn around, right? Fair value gap. They took that out. They're inside this fair value gap. Bearish order blocks right here. So things to consider. They tapped it yet? No, they haven't come into this order block. But this is really bullish for me personally. It was bullish when it took this out, but it didn't give us anything. It's bullish when it took that out. It did give us an opportunity down here, missed it. So nothing to be done there, at least in my mind. So what are we doing on the 1 minute? Okay, did they drop right down to that order block with that wick? Almost. Let's see. The high of this candle is. Let's drop in here and look up here. So the high of this candle is 2305, 23050.5, and the low of this candle is 23050.5 to the tick. So if you were looking for, and it's too close to the fair value gap for me, but if you're looking for an entry, drop there, and you're, aiming for up here, then what's that? 1 to 6, whatever. Or if you're aiming for this take profit, as I delineated before, that's like a 1 to 3.97. It's not bad, right? You need at least at minimum, right? And they dipped very viciously into this fair value gap right here. Or inside of this guy, they need to bust through it for me to feel like they're going to continue on up. That's what that looks like. Let's see. That's the 4 minute, 3 minute, 2 minute, right? And again, bullish order block, right? Will it hold the price up? Let's see. I personally, would have a preference for them to come back into this order block right down here. But I'm finding, I don't always get what I want, but just as an example, I don't know if that's enough for an entry, but hey, we'll see. And what's this at? The 2 minutes? Yeah, it's 2 minutes. It's the 1 minute. So what have they done? Inside of this fair value gap, I still expect them to come back down. Another option for an entry right here. So, I was just saying this is as an example. I don't know if this will hold up. I would more expect, and sorry about that. Let me put this back because I just want to make sure I'm clearly aware of the buy side that they've taken, right? So they did a relatively decent run above the buy side here. They left a lot of fun things back here to play with, right? So I am quite bullish based off of the behavior, but in all honesty, they've just come back into the range. If you look at the 15-minute, they haven't gone anywhere. They've just come back into the range. So if I were to, I don't like this. Like, if I were to set the range based off of the highs and the lows, not the wicks there, just these guys, they've come into a premium. Taking this buy side out would be huge, but for the most part, they've just been meandering around equilibrium and they've come back into a premium. So range trading would say we've got this order block right here. They've dipped into it. You could take potentially, if that's the case, we could take a short from here. But if for that to occur, I need them, and they've sort of done it already, right? Are they taking this out? Nope, equal lows. Equal lows. They took this out, which is technically a shift. And if I was to go short, they've left me this fair value gap. We have this order block right here. So my short would be at the base right there with my stop loss right above, would be above there. And I'd be targeting, down here. Let's see what that would look like from that there. Wow, yeah, right there. And that would be a 1 to 2. I think I want 1 to 3 at max. I don't know if that's going to be worth it. But let's see how that plays out, given that we are at a higher time frame like order block. All right. My preference is for them to come all the way back down here for another long entry. But we'll see. In terms of like, say, tape reading, this is too clean. I think they'll blow through that. So that's going to be my target. All right, let's see how that works out for me. Did I get what I've got my entry? Yes, right there. Look at it. Beautiful. All right, let's see. Because I said that order block right there. Let's zoom in on that. So the low of this candle is 23,068 and 50 cents. The high of this candle here is 23,069. 23,068.5. So a few ticks above it. Now, the thing that will solidify this entry for me will be if they take this low out. So, let's see. And what's my risk on this guy? Okay. So, buy side taken. It took this out as well with that wick. Rejection wick here. So, let's see. And this is on Bitcoin, right? So we're gonna see if that plays out. I probably should wait for them to take this out, really, but let's see. And Ethereum, let's remove this hypothesis and discussion right there. They've taken buy side, and this is what, 5 minutes? Let's get in the 1 minute. So Ethereum is, let's look at it. We're in a similar scenario right here. We're in this fair value gap, order block right here. They haven't taken this out yet, so I don't know on this one. If this holds it up and it takes out these lows, then we can short on that one. I might be wrong and it could be a long continuation up to this take profit. But let's see if this works out. I get stopped out, it is what it is. We gotta work with what we got. So until they take out this bigger buy side and escape, we need to escape the over here. We need to escape the range, you know. I'm being contrarian at the moment, but what do I have to work with here? Okay. We've been rejected in this fair value gap. They've taken this. They've shown me a shift. I can absolutely positively be wrong. And they could just be coming back down into this order block to go long. So let's see. Let's dip out into the 4 hour as well, just to get a better grasp of what's happening, right? Mm. Oh, they are cleaning up these wicks. Beautifully done. Anything else juicy? This general vicinity. Hmm. Ugh. I like I'm not gonna lie, I really like the look of E-minis. It's less choppy. Okay, so I'm wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with, that's why I'm tape reading it to understand. But I am most definitely wrong, and I would be stopped out right there. All right. So my so they're coming for this. All right, nice. So they were just retracing this order block to that entry. There it is. They took it. And they're going for it. Nice. All right. All right. Now let's drop out of here. Now we're cooking with Crisco. They're taking that buy side out. We have something juicy. They took it out with prejudice. Nice. Beautiful. All right. Okay. They took it out with prejudice. Okay. Lovely. So we're very, all right. So out of this general vicinity, it's the 1 hour. Let's go back over there. So that's why I said I didn't really have much of a bias, but you try something. So we tape read and see. Now that's a very bullish candle right there. 5 minutes and stuff left in this 1 hour candle. I've taken that out. That buy side out with prejudice. Next thing in the crosshairs, from my perspective, is this guy. See how they behave at this wick right here. And if we were to use the wicks, the wicks instead, the bodies instead. Oh, interesting. Still working out this premium discount thing, especially when there's so many wicks, it's hard. All right, so they took out this buy side, this rejection wick right here. It's a good target. Take that TP off here. Let me take that off. And they busted through that fair value gap with prejudice. So, what would I want? There's 4 minutes left on this candle. Bullish order block right here. So let me draw that out and just specify that this is a 1 hour bullish order block. Right there. Let me just align. And let's do that. Zoom in. Okay, so right there. And that's quite a rejection wick right there. So, and they closed nothing below that, so that should have also given me a good thing. But now they've taken this out. Nice. I want them to come back down here for me to continue, for them to come back up, down. Let's see. Nice. Them taking this out with prejudice makes me happy. I need them to close this candle up there. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. So I want him to come back down in this general vicinity. Let's see what's in there on a 5-minute. Now this is a breakaway and they're gonna keep going. What time is it? 6 o'clock? It might be Sydney, right? This is forming, right? Let's watch this on the 1 hour. 1 minute, sorry. So if it's gonna be a breakaway gap, right? I want them to keep it open. I don't want them to fill this in. Or if they come back down here, I want this to act as resistance. We've got bullish order blocks right here. I don't want them to come back down. If we're going to continue up to take this guy out. Hello, kitty. What's up, buddy? So things that make me feel good about it. We're at an old high right here. I'm just going to delineate that. I'm just going to specify old high. Okay. And since this was, very bullishly taken, 5 minutes. So we're an old high here. So I'm gonna consider this to be a breaker block in this general vicinity right around here. It busted through it with prejudice, right? So my preference is for them to leave this open and keep running upward towards here. I don't know if I'll get that. Got nice order blocks here, but I need this fair value gap right here. They come back down into it. They're going to take all of this, then, my general idea for an order would be right here to go up. Or maybe right here, sorry. Yeah. To continue on up, which was my original thought, right? But I'd prefer, my preference is that they take it here and continue on up. So let's see. Let's do it in 2 minutes. We're digging into this. It's an old high now. And I'm still not good at the whole institutional order flow entry drill where they dip in a little bit. This way they've dipped further in than expected, so I still think they're coming back down. My preference is for this to act as support, and continue on up. But the higher time frame order block that I want them to tap into is this. There's a potential for them to take the orders down here because there are sell sides that got created here and it's too clean. So this could be the order block, but this is the one I'm going to try and see if I'll try and wait for. I don't know if that's going to actually work out, but we are playing with fire up in here. So they got to give me something. It could be as simple as them coming back up into this bullish order block, tapping it and going. I don't know. And let's see what. All right, so Ethereum. So I should have taken this as a thing as SMT divergence, right? Ethereum didn't give me the shift. ETC gave me the potential shift here. Where? I have room. 1 minute maybe. Yeah, it looks a little more prominent, right? Right there between these two. Ethereum didn't give it to me, so that should have been a good indication as to, you know, what's happening. That they were going to continue on up and go to the take profit that I had specified for the original long, right? I'm not getting any clean entry options out here. And if you look at the 1 hour, the reposition, we're still very much in a premium. They haven't taken anything. There's relatively equal areas here. So Ethereum, are we done? We're hovering inside of this. Let's take this out. So, all right, so I'm just gonna have to wait. See my expectations for them to come back up into this order block right here. This is the very tippy top of the 1 hour order block, so. And then we can redefine that as all the way up here, and we have this fair value gap right here. What that looks like on the 2 minute. Yeah, they can absolutely reach up into this and this. Yeah. I know I'm flitting back and forth. Now, in terms of structure, they've come back into this wake up here. So what's the high of that? 1588.96. The low of this is 1588.90. Rebalancing price. What did he say today? Learned something new today. Let me open up my notepad. So the only reason we'll mark it with, if we're expecting it to be bullish, it's going to take out the short-term lows for sell stops, or it's tagging inefficiencies, efficient lows for it to make price efficient. So it didn't take out the lows here, but it came into the inefficiency here. Well, let's see what they do up here. All right, 1 minute. They dove quite a bit into that. Never came into this. Let's see what they're gonna do. Let me take that out. Now, if we're looking, like, what have they come into on the 1 hour, really, right? A bearish order block right there. And then it dropped precipitously. So let's see. 1595.15 is the low on that candle. I don't know. That's why I'm not trading, because I still not super duper clear, you know, on what I should be doing. So, and they haven't presented me with a structure that I can understand. It's like, I would have taken the order at the top of this thing. Never came back down to it, so I didn't get it. They're inside this. They use this fair value gap as support. So when they come back down into it, and they might after they take this out, then they might give me, a potential for a long. But what's the target? You know, there's buy side all the way up here. But if we're being honest, there's buy side here, 1598, 1600. There's a lot to play with. No, this is telling. This wick right here, they haven't been able to take it out. And they don't take it out. What's BTC saying? Ooh, rejecting things. I don't know. Like when I trade ES, when I look at ES, it makes more sense to me. You know, there's there's things to play with, right? So even if we look at this on the 5 minute, right, just for funsies. So ES came up into this fair value gap and then dropped, right? And let me do this. Our ES came back down here and it took out. Sure, there's probably some sell side or something. Let's go into the 1 hour. See how there's less wicking and uncertainty about this price action? You know? Besides the news driver drama, right? Look at this nice shift. Let's go into the 5 minute. Just take a quick look at it, right? So they dipped into the 60-minute fair value gap, made a nice break right there. Technically, this is perfectly fine for me, right? And then they dived back into this fair value gap or this set of order blocks right here. And, they're taking a short from there. And then your target, since they made all of this all the way down here, let me drop a fib on it, right? That high, that low, that's your target. Then your short position, if you're using these up candle order blocks right here, or the fair value gap, the base of that candle right there, stop loss above that, 60-minute order block, and then this is your buy side you're waiting for, right? Then that guy would have been my target. Would I have gotten it? Yeah, like that. 241 ticks. Not bad, right? But I'm I didn't get in here at a time when I was able to catch this nice activity here. I was napping. Hey, buddy, want some attention? Where's a good kitty? Let's take a pause and give Kitty some love because he wants it, right? Hey, buddy? You gotta spend time for the things that matter. And we have time. He is purring. I'm so happy. He's just so listless the last few weeks. So I'm so happy to see him wanting attention and purring and just being a little happy guy. Oh my God, he's been sitting and playing with the Christmas tree in the in the closet. So ridiculous. Anyway, so let's go back up into this. All right, so this is what BTC is doing. If we shift below this guy, then we're probably going to continue back down, or we're going to at least come back down into this general vicinity to go back up into this. So relatively bullish there. they're behaving similarly. So we'll see. Hi, buddy. You see he's pawing at me, and that cute. I'm just looking at the different behaviors. And just for funsies, let's superimpose Ethereum underneath this guy. Actually, I can just go to the left here. Let's add, actually, I need to add it from here. ETH, USDT. And I need to get Bitget right there. Let's do a new pane on the bottom. Oh, that says Gemini. It's the right one. There we are. New pane. Let's superimpose them on the bottom of each other. I've been wondering if these guys have any like SMT divergence, you know? Let's maximize this window here. Let's take a look. Oh, look. There might be. The top of this. Ethereum has a little bit of a higher high going on there. Just a smidge. And let's see, hold on. Make sure I have the right one. Go that way. And let's make sure we're starting from the same one down here. I wonder if that means they're still going up. If Ethereum is pointing upwards, so we've got a divergence here. Ethereum's relatively equal highs. Let's maximize that for a second here. This is what Ethereum's doing, right? Let me just be specific. And Bitcoin is pointing downward. Oops. What? Bitcoin's pointing in the opposite direction. Now, this is new for me because looking at it on the NASDAQ, that's different, right? Looking for a divergence on the NASDAQ, that's different. Ah, maybe my foot on my knee. So, if Bitcoin's pointing down and Ethereum's pointing up, which one's likely to actually work? You know, is Bitcoin the driver or is Ethereum? Hmm. This is interesting. It's very interesting. Let's take a look at let's take a look at up down here. Do we see any correlations here? So no divergence down here. Thing is the same. So pointing up, going up. Or high. Yeah. Let's see. So maybe this is something to test, right? Huh. Maybe if Ethereum is pointing upwards, we're continuing upwards. I am massively curious to see how this actually works. So don't know if there are correlations in crypto, right? There probably are. Just because I don't know doesn't mean that. Let's just delineate these guys really quickly here. Interesting. And we have equal lows here, a higher low up here from Bitcoin. Interesting. Equal lows here makes me feel like they want to come back down into this guy. Take those out, right? Take out the buy side, the sell side before going back up. Makes perfect sense to me. Is that going to be the reality? No idea. I'm over here learning too. But look at the 15-minute. They haven't closed a candle above this rejection wick here on the 15-minute. Look at it. Not a body's closed above it. Not a one. Not a tick. Can I get rid of that? There's still this much of this fair value gap. And they've dipped into that beautifully. So let's see what this divergence actually means. So Bitcoin refused to make a lower low. All right. Do this and get a clearer view. Is Ethereum going to break through here and then be the one to tell me we're going higher? I don't know. Because this is telling us it should go higher. They've come back down, taken sell side. Not quite taken sell side, but you know. Interesting. There you go. All right, so we're probably continuing on up. Nice. Okay. So if Ethereum's pointing up, or is it the fact that Bitcoin made a higher low here and Ethereum made a bit of a lower low? Huh. Wow, I'm fascinated. I don't know about you, but I'm fascinated. Diving into this wick. They need to close above this body for me to make sure to feel like they're really going up, right? Hi, buddy. Do you guys see this? He's pawing at me like it's going out of style. And the divergence continues. Yes, buddy, I'm here. Yeah, it's pointing up. So what do? They came back into this set of order blocks right down here. Tapped a little more into this fair value gap. Bitcoin seems very much unwilling to continue up. Still haven't closed a body over any of these. And we're inside of this fair value gap. Okay. All right. Go Ethereum. Now, does Ethereum leave us anything juicy to work with? Fair value gap down here. One here. Tiny one here. I took that out. Still not willing. Bitcoin's still not willing to go much higher. Interesting test. But on the 1 hour, it's diving into general. I might have to wait till tomorrow to find an actual trade. Wow, okay. All right. Now, if Bitcoin is the driver saying, hey, we're going lower with this, then this could just be a buy side raid for Ethereum, right? I don't know. 'Cause that is expanding quite nicely. And Bitcoin is creeping. It's creeping. Let's look at Ethereum directly. Because we have buy side all the way up here. Given where we are in the premium discount, I wouldn't be doing anything anyway, but at least for when it comes to longs, right? I wouldn't be doing anything. Um, like I said, they're just coming back into the range. And wow, Ethereum has made a higher high, and Bitcoin could not take this out. Hmm. If it takes this out and brings something else, then potentially a short is in order. It's looking like a failure swing on that one. So this could just be like a liquidity run. Take these guys out. Let's see. Let's look at the 15-minute on Ethereum. Didn't take it. Turn that into support. Equal lows down here. If they stop here, then this is just gathering orders for them to continue on up. I don't know. This price action doesn't make a ton of sense to me. There's, these general equal areas here. There's buy side resting up here. Could be reaching for that. Sorry, guys. Something's in my eye. And I wanted to see if something would form, but something did form, but before I got here, so I'm assuming 5 o'clock is not the time for me to be looking at stuff. Looks like, yeah, because it was already coming up when I was getting up out of my general vicinity. This is the entry I would have taken and gone because they gave me everything I needed. Sell side taken, fair swing. They left me these 3 order blocks right here. They didn't bother to come back into it. Could have taken the order right there. And it came back down. Beautiful. Another shift right here. And it came back into this order block right here. That entry would have been fine. And, I'm still aiming for all the way up here. But everything since then has been just a continuation of that whole process. And this this divergence. So I guess if I was just about to take it finally. Very oh, ICT is tweeting. What is he tweeting about? Something about remaining balanced. Look, dude, nobody's perfect, yo. Don't even worry about that sort of thing. So maybe Ethereum is the measure, right? It said go higher, so go higher. Interesting lesson. Not to mention, they took out the sell side here. Just let's zoom in on that. If anybody had exacting things, they took it out. And then they've gone up. Bitcoin took out this guy. Finally. That's quite a lag. It's quite a lag. So no fair value gap down here. The one up here. Um, order block here. The order block for Ethereum I'd care about is all the way down here. So I don't know. Watching this, it's been like an hour 20. It's nobody's gonna watch this long ass video, but I don't. We just come back into the range. I haven't really gone anywhere. I'll try again tomorrow. I'm gonna go downstairs and go hang out with my with my lady love. Kitty's calmed down and relaxed. Probably time for his din-dins too. Um, yeah, I'm gonna call it. We'll see how this plays out. I don't know. I don't know if I should even bother to post this video. It's just so, but I will because it's the process, right? Well, drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. I I think if I'm going to try for any sort of entries in crypto, I'm going to try for early in the morning, maybe midway into the afternoon, and see what happens, or after 6 p.m. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Have a good one, Shakira. Out.